Hello dear students, in this lesson I'm gonna talking about equivalent fractions. The first part of this lesson, how to write the equivalent fraction for each fraction. Example number 1, we have 1 out of 4. When we write the equivalent fraction for 1 out of 4, we can multiply the numerator and denominator by the numbers that you like. For example, we have 1 out of 4. The easiest multiplication for everyone is 2. So we can multiply numerator and denominator by 2. 1 times 2 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. So the equivalent fraction for 1 out of 4 is 2 out of 8. And then we can multiply by another number as you like. For example, you can multiply by 2, by 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, as you like. But the easiest way, or the easy number, is 2. Example number 2, we have 4 out of 8. When we write the equivalent fraction for a fraction, we can also use divide. But multiplication is easier than division. But we can also use divide. For example, we have 4 out of 8. If we use division, we have to divide both number by a suitable number. For example, we can divide both by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So the equivalent fraction for 4 out of 8 is 1 out of 2. And also we can write the equivalent fraction for 4 out of 8 by using multiplication. So we can multiply both numerator and denominator by 10. For example, 4 times 10 is 40, 8 times 10 is 80. So 40 out of 80, 1 out of 2 is the equivalent fraction, are the equivalent fraction for 4 out of 8. Another example number 3, we have 8 out of 10. We can use multiplication way or division way. For multiplication way, we can multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. 8 times 2 is 16, 10 times 2 is 20. And then we can use division way. We have 8 out of 10. We can divide both numerator and denominator by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. In division way, we have to divide both numerator and denominator by a suitable number that we get a possible result. Because we have 8 out of 10, if we divide both by 3, 8 divided by 3, 8 is not divisible by 3. So 8 divided by 3, we get a decimal number. We don't get whole number. And then for 10 also, 10 divided by 3, we get a decimal number, not whole number. But 4 is a whole number, 5 is a whole number. After that, the second part of this lesson, write each fraction in simplest form. When we write a simplest form for each fraction, we have to divide numerator and denominator by a suitable number. So we have 8 and 12, both are even number. We can start from 2. It means divided by 2, both number. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. After that, this is not a simplest form for this, for 8 out of 12. Again, we can divide both numerator and denominator by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So If we divide both by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, but 3 is not divisible by 2. So 2 out of 3 is the simplest form for 8 out of 12. Another example, we have 18 out of 24. When we write the simplest form for 18 out of 24, both are even numbers. So we can divide both number by 2. In simplest form, we can't or we don't have multiplication way. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 24 divided by 2 is 12. After that, if we divide both by 2, 12 divided by 2 is 6, but we can't 9 divided by 2, but because 9 is not divisible by 2, but we can divide both by 3, because 9 divided by 3 is 3 and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So we can say 3 out of 4 is the simplest form for 18 out of 24. After that, another example number 3, we have 18 out of 27. 18 out of 27. This number is even, but 27 is not even, so it's not divisible, or we can't start by divided by 2. But if we think 18 and 27 both are in the multiplication of 3, so we can divide it both by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6, 27 divided by 3 is 9. After that, we can divide both by 3 again. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the simplest way, or the simplest form for 18 out of 27 is 2 out of 3. Example number 4, we have 12 out of 32. Both are even. We can start divided by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 32 divided by 2 is 16. After that, both are even. We can start or we can divide by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 16 divided by 2 is 8. This is the simplest form for 12 out of 32. Example number 5, you have 9 out of 21. If we think both are in multiplication 3, so we can divide both by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, 21 divided by 3 is 7. So 3 out of 7 is the simplest form for 9 out of 21. Example number 6 is the last example, 13 out of 17. They are odd number, but we can't divide both by 3 or by 5, because we get a decimal number, not whole number. It means 13 out of 17 is a simplest form and we can't change it.